Good morning. Today we're talking about research proposals. Research proposals are a way to propose research that you want to pursue and provide the information proving that you understand the purpose of your research study and the methods that you will use. Research proposals present the issues, what are the problems that you're trying to address. It presents the research design, how will the research achieve its stated objectives, and the benefits. How is your research going to contribute to the growth of your field? There's a lot of different reasons a research proposal is important. It makes you think through your experiments before you try to perform them. It makes you outline the steps in your proposed research to help keep you organized. It's a place where you can provide intellectual content to prove what is known about the field, what is unknown about the field, and how you're going to fill that knowledge gap. It makes you anticipate a realistic timeline for when and you're going to be doing the research. You have to justify your research. Again, this goes back to what is the knowledge in the field, what is unknown in the field, how are you going to help your field grow. It allows you to be creative and innovative, and it also allows you to anticipate any potential problems that you might run into and how you might be able to solve those problems. And most importantly, as you're developing your research proposal, a lot of this information can be used later on as you create research papers. So why do we write research proposals? We write research proposals for a couple of different reasons. Sometimes we're looking for funding. We want to fund a particular project, allowing for exploration of hypotheses that we've developed. Sometimes we want to fund time to allow us to travel, to write, to perform the research, or to put together your dissertation. Sometimes we need to write research proposals as part of our degree requirement. So maybe you are going to be an undergraduate getting a Bachelor of Science degree in a field of science. You might need to do a senior thesis. Or if you go on to graduate school and try to obtain a master's or a doctoral degree, again, you're going to be participating in research as part of your degree, and a lot of times they require you to create a research proposal about what you're going to be doing. Sometimes we need our financial assistance. We can submit proposals to the government or private agencies requesting money. This is common in academia. Sometimes we need to apply for governmental grants. So there are various organizations in the government that provide grants for research, things like the Department of Energy, the National Institute of Health, and the National Science Foundation. Research proposals are a combination of past work, current finding, and new hypotheses for future investigations. So it usually starts with an idea. And that idea you can develop into your research proposal. And then hopefully you'll receive some funding, and then you can start your experimentation. And as you're doing your experimentation, this will hopefully help you generate new ideas that can be turned into future research proposals. Once you're done with some experimentation, you will want to communicate your findings. You'll go to conferences, you'll publish papers, and during these interactions, you're going to again generate new ideas that can go into future research proposals. So it's a cyclical model where as you do research, hopefully you're coming up with new ideas to continuing your research. A full research proposal is actually a pretty large document. Here is an outline of a full proposal. You are not going to be required to do this full proposal, but I just want you to understand the different parts that go into a full proposal. And so usually there's a project summary. This is similar to an abstract where you discuss the big picture of your study. You have a table of contents to direct the reader to where they need to go within your proposal. The main part is your project description. In your project description, you talk about results from your prior support. You can talk about your problem that you're addressing and the significance of your problem. And then you give a large introduction and background section. This is where you do a major literature review and you try to provide all that knowledge, what is known about your field of research. If you have any preliminary data from studies that have been ongoing, you can present that preliminary data. If there's any conceptual or empirical models you've been developing, you can present those. And then you can try to justify the approach of any novel methods you're developing. The next section is the actual research plan. So it includes an overview of your research design. It includes your main objectives, and then for each objective, what the individual hypotheses are that you're going to test and the methods used to test those hypotheses. You also discuss how you're going to analyze your data and what your expected results may be. As you're discussing your expected results, maybe you'll also think about problems that can occur and how you're going to address problems that you run into. And you also have to provide a timetable. You have to estimate how long the different experimentation is going to take. The last section is your references cited. And so again, you have to show with your literature review what are all the references that you used for your methods, what are your references used, and those all get placed at the end of your proposal. So as I said, I'm not going to expect a whole full proposal from you, but you're going to be doing a mini research proposal. And your mini research proposal, we're going to focus on a couple of the key areas of the full proposal. You'll have an abstract summarizing your whole proposal. You'll have an introduction, which is going to provide the background information. You'll have a research question and the methods that you'll use to answer that research question, as well as your reference list. There's a good chance that some of you will not know the methods you're going to be using or even what research question you're going to help work on this summer. I'll work with each of you individually to figure out what parts of this research proposal you will be required to turn in.